I grew up without a father. He passed away when I was still very young, so it was just my mother and me. We lived in a place where being tough was everything. Boys were expected to drink, smoke, hang around on the streets, and prove how masculine they were. But I was different. I loved books. I enjoyed studying, reading about animals and plants, and spending time alone. My mother believed that education would give me a better future, so she encouraged those interests instead of trying to change me. Unfortunately, my neighbors saw that as weakness. Across the street lived a group of local bullies. There were more than 10 of them, and every time I walked outside, they would shout insults at me. Their favorite was calling me gay or making jokes about my masculinity. It went on for years. People always ask why I never fought back. The truth is, fighting a whole gang would have ended badly. I could have been seriously hurt or even killed. My mother gave me advice that stayed with me forever. She said, "There is no justice in destroying yourself. Keep studying. Build a better life." So I listened. When I was 14, something unexpected happened. One of the daughters of those same neighbors had a childhood crush on me, and I had a crush on her too. One day, when I was home alone, she came over. We talked, and eventually she became my very first romantic experience. Life moved on. I studied hard, graduated from university, found a good job, and built a future for myself. Years later, when I was around 30, I came back to my hometown. I was in good shape, had a stable career, and most importantly, I had met the woman who would become my wife, a beautiful blonde European who I genuinely fell in love with. I wasn't trying to impress anyone. I simply wanted to introduce her to my mother. But when the old gang saw us together, the look on their faces said everything. Most of them were still stuck where they had always been. They avoided eye contact whenever I passed by. The man whose daughter had been my first love never insulted me again. I always knew that if he ever called me gay one more time, all I had to do was smile and say, "Gay? Why don't you ask your daughter?" But I never had to. The gang's leader had gone to the United States chasing a better life. Years of heavy drinking and reckless living eventually caught up with him. He came back home sick, poor, and dying from liver disease. One day, my wife and I were eating at a restaurant when he walked in with one of his old friends. We looked at each other for the first time in 14 years. The cocky, fearless bully I remembered was gone. He couldn't even hold my gaze. I realized then that I didn't need revenge. I had spent my life building something, while he had spent his tearing himself apart. Not long after, he died. Some of the other gang members lost their fathers to violence. Many of them struggled just to survive. People often ask me if I got revenge. Honestly, I don't think I did. I never planned any of it. I didn't become successful to prove them wrong. I didn't marry my wife to make them jealous. I simply lived my life. And sometimes, the greatest revenge isn't revenge at all. It's refusing to let the people who hurt you decide who you become.